What's up, everyone? Today we're going to show you how to install some LED headlights, and we'll do the low beams and high beams on Adam's 2015 Silverado
2500 HD Duramax.
Well, let's get to it.
Okay, this is the brand I ended up going with. I went with a more expensive brand on my old white truck, and that was quite a while back. So LED light technology has gotten a lot better in the last few years. Actually, about the last 4 years since I've done this. This is just going to be an unboxing. So this is my low beams are H11, and then my high beams are, it does not, oh yeah, there is 9005. So let's do a little unboxing real quick. Super simple. Comes with a little book, you know, how to install them, and then it also in here somewhere, go through your book and read it. Oh, when you do like your high beams, they need to be at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock when you put them in there. When you do your high beams and probably your low beams too. So there shouldn't be any kind of a calibration that you have to do, but you might have to, because that's where they want it, so it's going to hit your reflectors correctly. But H11 connectors, and then now this is the light, and I did test fit one last night just to double check, but I have projectors on the front of mine, and this with this cap won't fit in a projector. So what I found is you just unscrew that cap, and you can't see this inside there anyways because you can't look through the magnifying lens, but it fits in just fine, and it actually projected a beam great on the ground. So that's the low beams. And then in the high beams, I got a little catalog, little brochure, Eye of Megatron. So there's that, and then a little quality bulletin, and then some kind of other quality bulletin. But this says it's 9. Oh yeah, this is 9005 too. Even though the plugs look they look almost identical, but they're, see how they're,
It's just in the fitment and
the prongs. No, these prongs are, so your 9005 prongs are wider than your 11s. So top one is H11 and bottom one is 9005. So you see how they're spread apart. So, and then what Blake was saying is this piece is different too from each one. So let's just show that too. So see how it's a lot bigger on this one, and it's tiny on this one. Bulbs are all the same. Nothing's different there, just this and your plugs. So let's get started.
Okay, first thing first. Got to move all these push pins.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, a whole bunch. So we'll go ahead and just take if you got a door trim tool, I'll find one, put a link down below. Otherwise,
you can use metal or plastic, but if you have not ever done these before, where this drop down lip is where it's going to be bent. So you just kind of wedge it open a little bit, and then that will allow you to go in and then go underneath. But how it's like that allows you to get in there and pull it up. There it goes. Hook on one thing, hook on the other thing.
all right.
So,
Okay, now that we have the cowling off, we're gonna take this crossbar off here so we can remove the battery, and then that'll just give us some of you might say you don't need to remove the battery to get in there to get to those, but just to give us a little extra room, we're gonna go ahead and do that. So we'll do that, and then it's just those bolts.
10 millimeter.
10 millimeter. It's right here, and right there. And then same with this side.
It's here, and then it's under this stripping. So this stripping.
And then that way we can get to the airbox to take the airbox off.
This I don't know why that side doesn't have a stripping, but this one does. Pull forward, and then it's looped underneath, so it hooks up here. So just pull forward and then roll it that way.
So once we get this bar off here, we'll work on getting the airbox out. Okay. To get the airbox lid off, it's this Phillips screw here and that Phillips screw here. In our previous video, was requested to show how to replace the air filter. Okay. So, alright, we went ahead and pulled those screws. Next, to get the airbox lid off, they also want this off. And
let's see, is it a 10 millimeter?
Looks like it. Well, might be smaller. Yeah, it's like an 8. 8 or 9, somewhere in there. Honestly, it's probably not metric. It's probably a standard size.
Yeah, it's 8. Well.
So we'll go ahead and loosen that up. Unplug the sensor, and then we'll pull that off. Alright, we got the sensor off. Use my daughter's playhouse.
No. Pull the air filter out. This is
a brand new one from our previous video.
Yeah. It won't scratch nothing, so I'll set it there.
Now that we got the lid off, there should be 13.
No, there's 2 rubber grommets down here in the bottom, and all you gotta do is push towards the motor and pull.
For some reason I thought it was bolted in. Must be your older truck.
I think the older one was. Okay, so push forward and then pull up. So right here, there's a rubber grommet, and then these 2 little feet sit down inside these rubber grommets.
So now that that's out, then we get access to here, and it looks like there's 1 push pin here. Need the door trim tool. And this push pin that's got the wire on it. And then there's another push pin back here and another push pin right there. And then that'll remove that so we can get to the other headlights. While he's working on over there, I'm going to go ahead and work on getting the battery out. Just pull that cover off there. Loosen this one here and this whole thing lifts off.
Just the cable.
Just
on the post of the battery.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is your dust cover on your headlights. And pay attention to them. Let's see. So there's a down arrow. It says down. So when you do put it back in, you put it in, and it's just a little lock like that. That's it. That's all you got to do to relock those and reseal them in. So let me get over here. So this is your low beam, and then the next one down is your high beam. So I'm going to do them separately, but your low beam, and it's just like every single other vehicle ever, I think. Okay, wrong way. Turn counterclockwise, pull bulb out, And then on the back side right here, there's a little push down button tab, and you're going to like hold this camera right there, I think. Okay, good. It's being stubborn. There we go. Okay, so pull the push button, pull down, and on the back of your bulbs, it'll say H11 for your low beam. Now, if you're doing this just to replace the bulbs, do not touch the bulb with your greasy fingers. And if you do, wipe it off very, very well, because the grease, the oil from your hand will bake on there and it'll cause the life of these bulbs to decrease dramatically. So if you touch a new one, don't touch it, put it back in. Clean it with a clean microfiber towel. So if you go from stock to Silver Star or somebody like that. I'm really tall now. Okay, so first light out.
All right, as soon as Adam quits playing with my Makita, after you got your battery cables off, there's this battery hold down there. It's a 13 millimeter.
You don't need an extension quite this long. Well, actually, yeah, you do.
There you go, that's off. And he just dropped his bolt. Good thing we have a magnet handy, because we dropped
the little ratchet earlier.
Here you go.
I don't know where it went.
I'll find it.
I can't find anything.
So we'll get this battery out of here and then work on getting the other bulbs.
Okay, so on the LED light, it says positive, negative. Some of them may say that, some of them may not. But, sorry, I'm breathing so heavy. When you go in there, obviously red is positive and black is your ground. Okay, on these, because they are projector housing, there's this little black top that you have to unscrew to get it to go in. I'm going to try to film this. So here's the where it goes in, and you see it drops, and it drops in size again. Well, because it drops that second time, it won't allow that cap to go in there. So that cap does nothing for you. And then there you go. It's in, and once it's in, and when you put it in, take the resistor and everything that comes in there and tuck it down inside there. And then, like I said earlier, down. This has down right here. Because you want your dust caps to go back on, or at least we hope they can go back on. I don't think they will be able to. Well, maybe. Look at that. I'm lucky. Okay. So a word of warning with these is some of these newer LED lights, the heat sink for the LEDs in the fan may be a lot larger. So when you order your lights, look at the back of your housing, and if they're projector like these, definitely make sure they say they are projector ready before you order something. Are you going to get into this and then you're going to be pissed because you just did a ton of work and you've got to pull everything, and you got to put everything back together, put your stock bulbs back in. So do your homework. And then this is the high beam side. Let's try not to drop everything down inside the engine compartment today.
Yeah, I had no bites on that bulb yet, or that bolt over there yet.
So
been fishing for it.
It's out. I hope this can. Okay, good. This does come out the same way. Thank goodness. Okay. Only 1 minute. Man, it's got a good hold. There we go. Okay, so this one, this one, the tab, instead of like the top one, instead of being a press down, it's a put your thumb underneath it and pull out, and then you have to wiggle it up.
So he'll go ahead and put that in just like you took your old bulb out, and then plug that in. And twist that bottom cap on, and then this side will be good to go back together.
And this only goes in one way, so.
Yep. But
this is gray and blue instead of black and red, so let's hope they are right. And then I'll have to do some work on spinning this around to putting it in there and then getting the dust cover on. So we won't be able to film that, but that's what I will be doing.
So on this side, I went ahead and replaced the top one just like he did over there. And then there's this harness here that plugs in and kind of runs in the way. So what I did was I just I dropped that dust cap down in there. It's not going anywhere. It's not going nowhere. But that gave me access to the high beam bulb. So I'll take that out and put in the high beam on this side, and then I can start throwing everything back together. Okay, so I got everything back together there. So now I'll go ahead and just like you took the battery out, put it back in, and hopefully you didn't lose your bolt. I still got to go do some more fishing trying to find that, but I'll find that and get this put back together.
I'm gonna put the.
Adam's gonna be working on this side. He's already got his bulbs in. I believe. Did you do it before?
Yes, I did it before. I drove down a road, and I will drive down the exact same road at night. And I did a high-low, no fogs.
So we'll have that too. I guess the before you will have already seen it, or if not, I'll get them right next to each other when I edit. So okay, so we got the cross bracket on both sides, got the airbox in. Make sure you get your sensors plugged in, your mass airflow, and I don't know what the other sensor is. If you know what it is, comment below. Let me know. But that's all together. All he's got to do now is put his cowling back on, and we will be good to go.
Okay. Stock, low beams only. And I'm sorry for the shaking, but Blake is at work, and I'm trying to film a before, and then I will do an after too. So low beams only, stock bulbs, halogen, high beam and low beam. This is a Chevy, they both stay on at the same time. Let me come over the top of this hill. Okay, low beam, high beam, low, high. And no fog lights. I'm not going to show fog lights. Okay, they finally got the headlights finished. So this is just low beams, and we're on a little different road, but still same thing, up and down hills. So low beams, high beams, back to low. Here's a pretty good spot. Oh, somebody's coming. All right, I'm gonna do a little before and after for everybody on my fog lights. So we're going to try to do a complete comparison of the new low beam, or new low beams, high beams, and the new fog lights. So this is just my fog lights turned on, and I want to just show you, you know, in the neighborhood, what they look like on the ground and the curve. The camera does not want to focus at all. So anyways, it is also 27 degrees outside right now. We got a little bit of snow. So I will do a little comparison of these and then the new ones. All right, I'm going to show you how to replace the bulbs and the factory fog lights in my truck. Blake, what is my truck?
Now, a big one. It won't fit in the garage in the heat. Way to go, dropping stuff.
I almost killed you again?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the previous owner trimmed these mats up a little bit. They didn't trim them past those two bottom screws, because you guys have seen us take them out quite a few times. So if your mats are full length, I believe they're going to come down to probably here, which means it's going to block that fog light. So what I'd recommend is, if you do this, if you want to change it out, I would recommend taking these two screws and just a couple of these screws out along the top, and then just kind of folding it back behind the tire. But on this, there's a pinch piece at the top and a pinch piece at the bottom. Let me stick my hand in there. Okay. Once you just pinch it like this, it's kind of a pain. And then what you're going to do here is you're going to take this piece and you're going to push it in, and you're going to pull the bulb off. Okay. And then once you push that tab down right there with one hand and then pull with the other, you're able to take this right off. So, and these are, I believe, 5202 lights. Okay, so these aren't very expensive on Amazon. There'll be a link. I believe these were only $23. They're not going to be super high powered. They should be brighter than that, but really all I'm after is for the color to match the new headlights and high beams. So you're just going to take that plug, the last plug, push it together, and then take this bulb and go straight in. Because if you see, this bulb is identical all the way around. And then there's one big LED in the front with a little magnifying glass. So, okay, let me show you that. Okay, now, like I said, just reverse engineer it. Put the wires on first, and then put it on. You're gonna hear one click for the wires, and 2 clicks when you do that. Or maybe you'll just hear one loud click. But as you see, they fit in with these tabs, and then on the plug there are directional tabs, so it can't be plugged in wrong. Sorry, a lot of salt. Okay, and then there's what it's gonna look like in your fog light housing. And the other side is going to be the exact same thing. And then we'll do a night test run, hopefully with all the lights. Okay. Okay, I lied. So this side has been cut just like the other one, and you can see the plug back in there. But there so happens to be this this giant plastic bracket in the way, and you can't just stick your hand up through anything that I could see, really. Oh. So what we're going to do here is, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this one T15 screw out, just to give me a little more room, and then I'm going to reach in there, and then I'm going to undo the light and everything. But I wanted to show everybody, I did not realize that there's this bracket, plastic bracket of whatever sorts, is here. Okay, so to do this side, I did take this piece out. There's two of these. They're 10 millimeter, one there and one at the top, and that's it. That's holding this in. And then I took only 1 and 2 screws out because, like I said, this has been trimmed. So I don't honestly know if this is important, but if it was in there, I'm putting it back. Okay, here is just the new fog lights that we just put in. Wanted to show everybody sitting in the neighborhood. So, blue. I just wanted to show there's no other lights on other than my running markers. So, pretty nice.